I thought I would show you how to make gravy or red chili. And so I have a cast iron skillet, it's my favorite, and I have the heat on low. Okay, so first you have to make a roux, and that's a French word, and that's the basis for gravy. And so I'm going to use, I save bacon drippings, and because I'm going to ultimately make red chili, it adds a good flavor to that. But I don't want to use too much of the fat, so I use about a teaspoon of it. Okay, and then I add about a tablespoon of cooking oil. You can add more if you like, depends on how much you want to make. Okay, so after that starts to melt, okay, then we need to add some flour. And if you use a teaspoon of oil, then you're going to use about a teaspoon of flour. And so I turn the heat down a little bit. It's on number 2. And I have everything close at hand, including a whisk. Okay, so then you take your flour. And it might clump up a little bit, and that's okay. So let me zoom in a little bit. So you can see that bubbling. And then you have to use cold water. Do not use warm water. And you need to be careful because it's going to steam up big time. Okay? So you just add a little bit and then stir it with a whisk. Okay? And that was perfect right there. Okay? And then you can add more water. And the flour is the thickening agent. So now we have probably 1.5 pints worth of water. And you keep it on the heat. And now you have the basis, a basic roux for making any kind of gravy. And now you add whatever different flavoring you want for the gravy. You can add beef stock, or you can add chicken stock. And this says better than bouillon. Roasted chicken base. So a beef base or a chicken base, depending on what flavor you want to make it. But because I'm going to make red chili, we'll move forward now with the red chili. So then you get your red chili powder and add maybe 2 generous spoonfuls. Okay? And then you add some salt. And then you add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and that'll help it last. It not only gives it, adds to flavor, but it also keeps it from spoiling. And then I add a generous amount of garlic. And then I add some cumin, also called comino. And then I also add a generous amount of oregano. Okay? And that's it. This is now red chili. And then you have to bring it to a boil. So be careful, you have to watch it so it doesn't boil over. Now I want the flavor from the drippings, but I don't want all the grease. And it makes what I think is a greasy film on the top. And so I use a tool to lift that up. And I'll show you that. A skimmer device, that's what I use. So you can see it's got holes in it, with the fancy word fenestrated. And then I just move it around and gather up that film on the top. And then with hot water, clean the tool. So you don't have to do that, but that's something I do. So after it boils, then you just shut it off and let it cool. And it's very inexpensive to make red chili. So that's it. Hope you like it. Love y'all. Bye.